Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube. And what we're going to make is chocolate chip cookies. Well, you're probably thinking, well, those are 1,000,001 recipes of chocolate chip cookies, and I have many on my channel. But this particular chocolate chip, well, I had it at a friend's house, asked for the recipe, and I thought the cookie came out lighter than a normal chocolate chip, and I think this was the reason why. So I'm going to show you right off the bat. I want you to put in, gotta double check myself here, I'm sorry. You want to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon, and then 2 tablespoons of hot water. And this is why I'm doing this ahead of time, because I didn't want my water to cool down while I do the video. And that's 1, and that's 2 of the hot water, okay? And then just stir it and then set it aside. I like to mix it right, well, when I need it, but I wanted to show you to take the teaspoon of the baking soda and the 2 tablespoons of hot water just to start off. And I really believe, I think that's what really makes this cookie so light. So let's get started. First, you're going to be needing butter. Okay, now if you don't have butter and you want to use margarine, you can use that. And if you want to use shortening, the solid shortening, you go ahead, but you need 1 cup, okay? So I've cut my butter up into small pieces because it is easier to break up and cream. So I'm going to do that now. Now you can do this with your hand mixer if you prefer. Once you break up your cup of butter, margarine, or shortening, you choose which one you want to use. We're going to cream in granulated sugar. So we're going to be needing 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, and then beat that with, I'm beating it with the butter. You're also going to be beating in 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. And I'm just going to use my spatula to clean up the sides a little bit and get to the bottom. Okay. Next, you're going to put in 2 eggs, and you're going to put 1 at a time, beat 1 at a time. That was the second one that went in. I'm going to turn my speed up just a little bit, so I'm going to warn you about the sound because I want to move it along the video. But you'll want to beat this till it becomes very smooth and very creamy. That might take you 2 minutes, it might take you 3. It depends the speed of your beater. Okay, now once you cream that all together, okay, the next thing that we're going to be putting in is our flour. And you're going to need all-purpose flour, and you're going to need 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to put a little in at a time. And this is when you're going to put that baking soda and hot water in. I usually mix it right about now, but as I mentioned, I wanted to do it ahead of time to show you at the beginning of the video. And then beat that in, and then I'm going to put the rest of the flour in. And just stay with that till it's well combined. You don't want to overbeat it because you don't want the cookies to be heavy or dense, but you do want it well mixed. Okay, now you certainly can put these in by hand. I'm gonna use my mixer because I think it evenly distributes them. But you're gonna need 6 ounces of your chocolate chips, any kind of flavor that you want. Beat that in. Now, if you want to put nuts in, they are optional. Use about 1/2 cup of chopped nuts, walnuts, pecans, whatever type of nut that you prefer. These cookies are going to somebody that cannot eat nuts, so I'm leaving them out. Okay. So let me get the paddle out and just take some of this excess off, so it doesn't go all over. Okay. Now, of course, you're going to need a baking pan or cookie sheet. Use your parchment paper if you prefer, or you're using your silicone mats, whatever that you want to use, of course. And I'm just going ahead and I just lightly sprayed it. Okay, now if you want to use the smaller scoop, or if you don't have a small scoop, it's about a teaspoon, you're going to get a lot of cookies out of this recipe. You really will. You could get up to 4 dozens. What I did was I actually made some with the teaspoon size and then the next size up, because I wanted to make a little bit bigger of a cookie. Now these cookies are going to spread out, so give them some ample room to do that. Give them maybe about 2 inches or 2.5 inches, that kind of thing. Okay. Now you're going to bake them at 350 degrees in your oven, and they're going to take anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes. But as we know, our oven's set up so differently, so start watching them. I like to start watching mine around 10 minutes, that type of thing. So you don't want to over bake them and dry them out either. I would suggest though, let them sit on the hot cookie sheet or tray just for a few minutes and then remove them. You don't want to leave them too long and cool down too much, because they can stick. I found that and it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. So just like I said, leave them for a minute or two and then remove them to your cooling rack. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hands real quick because I want to show you what these cookies look like once they're baked up. And then I want to show you those sizes that we talked about. This is the size that I got for about the teaspoon size, the real small cookie scoop. And these are the ones that I got with the larger one, I'll show you again. That's the small one, and these are what I got out of the real tiny one. Okay, and then using this one was this size. So they just makes really a beautiful cookie. It'll be a light golden brown on the top and on the bottom. Okay, and when let me break into the cookie to show you. They're going to be very moist. They will be more of a chewy cookie, but they're so light. They just don't feel like an average chocolate chip. And then I'm just going to, I hope that you can see it if I'm close enough, how soft they are. How when I squeeze them together, how it comes together. They really are a delicious, chewy and moist cookie. And again, you can make them whatever size that you want, depending how many dozens you want to get out of it. But this chocolate chip recipe, I found it to be really a good one. So if you're looking for a real traditional one, please check out my channel if you don't like this one, but give this a try. Something a little bit different, and I think you're going to like it. Now, the ingredients will not be below the video, as I've been mentioning in all my videos. I no longer do put that in due to so many people taking my videos, copying them, bringing them to different sites. It's not worth the time anymore. But I do want you to know that if it turns out you try this recipe and you like it, well, leave a comment, because I really like to hear from you. Or you might have a question. But please watch my videos on YouTube, because when you do write me a question or a comment, I don't get them. I only will get them if you're on YouTube. If you are so inclined, I'd really love for you to subscribe to the channel or ring the bell or even a like. Greatly appreciated. I always want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and I'll see you soon.